Good evening everyone and welcome to When Worlds Collide. Right then, this is our opening bout of the evening, and it is for the United States Championship. Kurt Angle defending against Chad Gable, Josh Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. Let's have a quick look at the ranking system then. Kurt Angle currently sits in 20th in the ranking system on plus 14 after 38 matches. Chad Gable currently sitting on minus 2 after only 9 matches. That surprises me. I thought we used him more than that, to be honest. Josh Alexander sits on minus 1 after 9 matches. He's 3 for 3 just this year, though. He's had a bit of a turnaround. He was obviously in a very rough position. We haven't used a lot of him. The last 2 years is where he's had the majority of his play. He had 3 matches last year, lost all 3. He's had 3 matches this year, won all 3. And then finally, Shelton Benjamin also doing terribly on minus 4. So, I mean, it's arguable whether these 3 guys do deserve this opportunity, but it was just a really cool match on paper, suggested by Jay in the comment section. It was originally supposed to be Chad Gable, Josh Alexander, Kurt Angle, and Jack Swagger. However, I could not find a good Jack Swagger / Jake Hager at all. And when ChatGPT was requested to replace Jack Swagger, it suggested that Shelton Benjamin would be a very good option. Now, this is a standard fatal 4-way elimination match, so no count-outs, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere, and of course, when it comes to ranking points, it's 1 point for every elimination you cause, and then a bonus point for the win, and of course, if you lose, it's minus a point. So big chances here for the 3 guys that aren't doing so well in the ranking system to build themselves back up again. Kurt Angle last defended, he's defended it a couple of times. He defended it against Bron Breakker back at System Error back in July, and then also defended it a couple of weeks later against AJ Styles at Slammiversary. So this will be his, he hasn't defended it though in about 6 weeks. It's his first defense in quite some time. But it's going to be a very difficult one. I mean, anytime you have to face off against 3 differing opponents in the same match, obviously you always have to have eyes in the back of your head. I mean, the only advantage he has is that being a multiple person match, he does have to be involved in the finish. Like if it's a normal triple threat, you don't have to be involved in the finish to lose your championship. But at least in this one, the only way he can lose his championship is if he does get pinned or submitted in this match. So at least he's got some control over it. So this is the opening match then for our card. We also have tonight Eddie Guerrero one-on-one against Andrade. Sammy Guevara defends his Cruiserweight Championship for the first time against Javon Evans and Leo Rush. Threedom, Kairi, Sane, and Io Sky take on the Bella Twins for the SWE Women's Tag Team Championships. We've got Moose, Femi, and Omos. That's Moose representing TNA, Femi representing NXT, and Omos representing AAA. I think at this point, I think he looks like he's working a bit of AAA soon. So we've gone for the big powerhouses of each company in that one. We'll have Rated RKO defending the Tag Team Championships against the winners of the public poll. That was Joe Exotic, the team of Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana. And the final match of the evening will be our main event, Malakai Black versus Roman Reigns. So a big card lined up for you. Maybe not as long as some of the previous shows because we've got no War Games, no massive 8-man tag match or anything like that. So we might get through this one a bit quicker than normal, hopefully. Josh Alexander now in with a pin on Angle. Angle kicked out. Referee was quite slow to get into position, but I don't think it would have been a free anyway, to be honest. Shelton Benjamin versus Chad Gable is an interesting little battle, isn't it? And of course, this one is for the SWE United States Championship. So Angle, the only man in this match who's actually doing pretty damn well in the ranking system. Benjamin there just raining down the strikes into the face. Benjamin rolling through Chad Gable, in with a headlock. It's going to take more than that to keep old Chadders down, though, I think. Benjamin looking for the super kick. Chad Gable caught the leg. Spinning Benjamin round, and Benjamin with the spinning kick right into the face. And look at the shoulder break on the outside there by Josh Alexander on Kurt Angle. And Josh Alexander, well, I mean, Don Callis would love Josh Alexander to bring the United States Championship to the Don Callis family. We do have some more things planned in for the future, don't we? I want to do, I mean, whose class is a Heyman guy? Shall I ask ChatGPT? Who is the list of people considered as a Paul Heyman guy? I mean, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, I suppose, all... Okay. I mean, the list is pretty big then, I suppose. I mean, well, it's got a lot of... If you're looking solely at WWE, you've got Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, The Big Show, forgot about that. Kurt Angle as well, forgot about that. Cesaro, forgot about that. Curtis Axel, Ryback, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa. Okay. Other names often mentioned that never really happened was Ronda Rousey, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens and AJ Styles and Edge. And then you've also got his ECW guys as well. Okay. Because I am planning at some point to do maybe some, like, sort of stable warfare maybe. Putting the two together against each other. I'm thinking Paul Heyman versus Don Callis. Of course, there's a link up there as well. Don Callis did work for ECW, Cyrus the Virus. So that'd be a cool one. So we also mentioned about doing Cornette versus Heenan as well. So we could have a really fun pay-per-view just by doing that, and it would obviously open up a lot of doors for people we could utilise. If we look at Don Callis' list is pretty damn good though, because you've got Kenny Omega, you've got all the current family now. You've also got the ECW guys, Steve Corino, Rhino, Lance Storm, just incredible. In WF, you have the Truth Commission, no idea. Impact Wrestling, Kenny Omega, Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards, Moose, Tessa Blanchard. Oh, they were people who benefited from his booking era, apparently. Then you've got Kenny Omega, Konosuke Takeshita, Will Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs. You've got Wardlow now as well, haven't you? You've got a lot of big names that could be useful. And of course you've got Callis' friends behind the scenes, the likes of Lance Storm, Chris Jericho as well. So there's definitely a week of shows we could do there of Don Callis family versus Heyman guys, really. I mean, there could be some good ones. I mean, just lining them up. I mean, Hechicero versus Kurt Angle, I would like to see. You've got Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins, potentially. There would be some good ones, I'm pretty sure. Good old Ryback, eh? Anyway, those are some potential future plans. I think we need to go back to doing 1 week of something rather than 2 weeks, but at the moment, the things we've got booked at the moment are quite long, so we have got quite a few bits lined up as Josh Alexander now. Oh, Benjamin sending Josh Alexander over the top. Maybe what I'll do is before the end of next week, I will put a public vote out for the things I have planned and see what people want to see. Maybe that's a better way of doing it. Because at the moment, I was going to go straight into Invasion, which is ECW, WCW, and WWF. But maybe I could suggest a few things out there, and then you guys can vote on what you'd prefer to see next week. You know what? I like that idea. I do like that idea. Okay. Nice chop away there at the knee by Shelton Benjamin. And Josh Alexander raining the strikes in the face as an ankle lock here, locked in by Kurt Angle on Chad Gable. Not enough. No eliminations as of yet then. Shelton with a pin, referee incredibly slow to get there, as always. I mean, if Kurt Angle retains his championship, that could be interesting. I mean, yeah, if Kurt Angle did retain this championship, then possibly we wouldn't do Kurt Angle versus Hechicero. We'd do Kurt Angle versus somebody who could actually win the United States Championship. Which isn't many people on this list, is it really? Well, you've got Josh Alexander one-on-one, haven't you, I suppose? Shelton Benjamin now with the pin on Chad Gable, and Shelton gets the first elimination, eliminating Chad Gable. Shelton with that point moves up to a -3 after 14 matches, and Chad Gable is going to move down to a -3 after 10 matches. Angle now with the angle slam on Josh Alexander on the outside. There's the pin, and that could be our second. No, it's not. Okay. Shelton, massive super kick right into the chin of Kurt Angle. Shelton went for the knee strike. Angle able to catch the leg as Shelton rolls him over into the ankle lock. Shelton now rolling through Kurt Angle. Round the back now, Josh Alexander takes him up into that high angle backdrop onto the steel chair. Kurt Angle flattens Shelton Benjamin with the clothesline. I like that idea, actually. I think that's what we'll do. Instead of me just deciding what I'm going to do next week, I'm going to let you guys make the decision. We'll put a public vote out at the end of this show, and then you guys can decide. I'm not sure where the public votes go. I know how to put them on, but I don't know how you guys see them. I think it's on the channel page. So if you're watching this and you want to vote on what show we do next week, well, not next week, the week after, then obviously just check out the channel and try and find that that poll. It'll be somewhere. Kurt Angle now just lifting up. Oh, launching Josh Alexander over his head. And now there's the big moonsault to the outside by Kurt Angle. Here is the pin for the 1, the 2. No, only a 2 count still. Wow. Kurt Angle now catches Shelton Benjamin, rolls him over in to the ankle lock. Will Shelton tap? Yes, Shelton Benjamin taps. He is eliminated from the match. So Shelton is going to go back down then to a -4 after 15 matches. And Kurt Angle, with that elimination, gets himself an extra point. And he now moves up to a +15 after 38 matches. Kurt Angle so far this year, 3 matches, 3 wins, and 4 bonus points. No losses on Kurt Angle's board at all. But it's a potential here. I mean, it's 1-on-1 now. Kurt Angle versus Josh Alexander. There's the tombstone power driver on the outside. Josh Alexander did not go for the pin, though. For me, that would have been enough. For me, that should have been enough. That straight across the... Oh, across the ankles, across... He doesn't want to pin Kurt Angle. He wants to destroy Kurt Angle at this point. Kurt Angle now just kicking away Josh Alexander. Brings him back up to a standing base. Josh now sending Kurt crashing towards those ring steps. There is the pin. I mean, damage has been done. Will it be enough? Is it the straw that breaks the camel? No, it's not. It's only a 2. Josh Alexander stripping the top off the announce table, which is pointless because nothing ever seems to work. Nice step up in Siguri. Angle now. Oh, I think he was going to try and spin Alexander around and potentially go for... Bloody ring steps. Potentially go for the angle slam. Josh Alexander now with a torture rack. Spins him around into a powerbomb. Stacks him up for the pin. There's the 1, the 2, and the 3. We've got a brand new United States champion. It is Josh Alexander. Kurt Angle suffers his first loss of the year. Moves back down to a +14. And Josh Alexander, I said he was having a good year. And that year has just got even better now. His first singles win of the year. He's +5 now, solely in 2025. He's +1 overall. which shows just how much he has had to gain this year to put himself back in a much decent position. And he now becomes our 11th ever SWE United States champion. Wow, there you go. Already I can't speak. Already one new champion crowned this evening. We have 5 title matches overall. Create a note. Defeated Angle, Benjamin, and Gable in a at when worlds collide. I'll tell you. So if we do end up doing the Heyman versus Don Callis week, then potentially the one-on-one rematch between Josh Alexander and Kurt Angle could happen. But there we go. Josh Alexander, your first brand new champion of the evening with 5 title matches tonight. This could be the first of many. And here we go then, our second match of the evening is going to be singles action. Possibly this should have been a match during the week because this is very clickable, isn't it? Eddie Guerrero versus Andrade El Idolo, who now we know, as of yesterday evening, has left WWE once again. I would love to see him back in AEW. I think he's one of the only guys who never burned any bridges when he left. I mean, if you actually look at it, I've seen it today already, actually, someone shared it. When Andrade left AEW, he actually put out a nice tweet thanking Tony Khan and the people he was working with. I understood why he left. He left because he was married to Charlotte, wanted to spend more time with his wife, all that sort of stuff. The issue is, spending more time with his wife was not a good thing, I suppose, by the looks of it. They got divorced shortly afterwards, and now he's left. Rumour has it that he's been very absent. WWE have been trying to get in contact with him. I think he was supposed to be on When Worlds Collide show and that sort of stuff, and he's just been completely absent, and they couldn't get a hold of him. So, yeah, he's been released. I'm assuming he's going to be on a 3-month or a 90-day non-compete, so we won't see him again now until early January, I would imagine. And there's no guarantee he will go back to AEW, to be honest, but I just feel like a joint AEW-CMLL contract would suit him perfectly. I think he's got CMLL champion written all over him, really. I think it'd be fantastic for him to lead that company moving forward and also have time to work for AEW. And also New Japan. Remember, he has got an extensive career in New Japan as well. He worked as La Sombra, who I was going to book as part of this week. I never got around to it, actually. Because La Sombra is a different character. Although he was La Sombra back on the Independent and back in New Japan days and back in his AAA days, I believe it was. When he went to WWE, he was completely rebranded as Andrade. So that's what I was going to stick as 2 separate characters, as we normally do. But yeah, let's have a look at the ranking system then. So Eddie Guerrero currently sits on a +1 after 29 matches, which surprises me. I thought he should have been higher than that, to be honest, but it is what it is. And then Andrade El Idolo's on -2 after 28 matches. So the pair of them are not anywhere near where they would want to be, and they're 2 guys that we do need to elevate up, and potentially the Latin American Championship Tournament, which I think I'm now going to do as an actual week rather than a separate show on top, because I'm really struggling to record this much stuff, to be honest with you. So there's a good opportunity that the pair of them could pick up quite a few points there, and I think they'll both be within the names that would be considered potential champions. I mean, there's a few people in that tournament who are there, like Mr. Iguana, for example. I don't expect Mr. Iguana to become the #1 first ever champion, but you never know, I suppose. We've done it in the past. When we open it up, the game does what the game does, and for example, when we did the very first Hardcore Championship, it was Chessman who won it. And that's nothing against Chessman, it's just not one of the ones I expected with all the people put in it. And then you had, like for example, we did the Cruiserweight, the King of the Cruiserweight tournament, and it was won by Jungle Boy Jack Perry. These things, when we open up and allow people to do whatever the hell we want to do, this is what happens, isn't it, really? And you got the All Asian Championship as well, was won by Go Shiozaki, who is a very, very culpable wrestler, don't get me wrong, but when you look at some of the fantastic Japanese names there were in that competition, it was a little bit surprising. Eddie Guerrero now re-entering the ring. Andrade is there, gets a boot in the guts. Andrade now sending Eddie off the ropes, ducks underneath. Went for the back elbow, but Eddie caught him, took him down. And now Eddie going to take Andrade up. Keeps the grip, rolls the hip, looking for the second. Keeps the grip, rolls the hip. In with a trifecta. The three amigos. There's the pin. For the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. And look at Eddie now with the strikes in the face, in with the step-up Hurricanrana. Yeah, both these guys will be desperate for these points, to be honest. Both of them really need it. Eddie now just pressing his boot right across the face. Now heading up to the top. There's the frog splash. Wow. Eddie Guerrero not getting paid by the hour here tonight, is he? There's the pin. And there is the win. Wow, Eddie Guerrero, my word. Well, we can see how Andrade is doing so badly, can't we? He's just been absolutely decimated here. So Andrade moves back down to a -3. I say back, he's moved down to a -3. He's had a terrible time this year. He's -2 from 5 matches so far. But Eddie Guerrero, who I said did need that point massively, he now moves up to a +2 after 30 matches. He doesn't move much, to be honest with you. Only moves him up 1 position, but I mean, he just needs to keep building and building and building before he knows that he'll be up at the top. Where he belongs to be, he should be one of these guys that when we talk about things should be involved in championships. I mean, even the Cruiserweight Championship, I know sort of like WWF Eddie was not really considered Cruiserweight Championship, but back in the day in WCW, I mean, obviously he had that legendary match against Rey Mysterio Jr. at Halloween Havoc that really showcased just how good he was in that Cruiserweight division. Right, that was super duper quick, that match, wasn't it? Let us move on then to match number 3 of the evening. And we're going back into some championship action. And here we go then, our second championship match of the evening. Sammy Guevara makes his first title defense after winning the belt only last week at our Forbidden Door pay-per-view, that was it. Of course, back then, this is why I'm writing the notes now, it makes it much, much easier, doesn't it? Whereas Sammy Guevara, yeah, he defeated Will Ospreay, Jushin Thunder Liger, and Mystico in a 4-way. I mean, talk about the underdog. Sammy Guevara went into a match against Will Ospreay, Jushin Thunder Liger, and Mystico and came out on top. It's mad, really, when you think about it. So, of course, this match comes from the 2 number 1 contenderships we had earlier in the week, suggested by MZK Punk over on Discord. We had the first one was Vikingo representing AAA, Leon Slater representing TNA, Javon Evans representing NXT, and Rey Mysterio representing WWE. Of course, that was won by Javon Evans. And then we had on Friday the second of the 2 qualifiers, Leo Rush representing TNA, which of course he's Octagon Jr. representing AAA. We had Wes Lee representing NXT and Dragon Lee representing WWE. So that's how we got to be here. Now this is standard triple threat rules, so first pinfall or submission will be the victor, which means that Sammy Guevara does not need to be involved in the end of this match to actually lose his championship. And it's going to be very, very difficult for him to retain it here. I mean, all 3 of these guys, I honestly couldn't... I would say that Javon might be the slight underdog just because of his lack of experience. He's a lot younger than the other 2. I'm saying he's not a lot younger than the other 2, is he? I think Leo Rush is just about 30. I think Sammy Guevara is like late 20s, so they've only got a few years on him, in fairness. I really think that anyone could come out and win this match, to be honest. And because it is a triple threat match, of course, it's worth 3 points in our ranking system, +1 for the win and 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents at the same time. So yeah, big, big opportunities here for these 3 guys. I mean, Sammy Guevara is either going to cement himself as the Cruiserweight champion and get some more opportunities, or we're going to see more of Leo Rush and Javon Evans. That's the thing, I suppose, looking at it, is that all three of these guys are not necessarily guys that when we book weeks are the first names on the team sheet. They're ones that sort of get added on when we have like specific things we want to achieve, and by winning this match they guarantee themselves to be involved in those questions in the next pay-per-view at least. Jevon now taking Sammy Guevara up onto the top rope. Slap right in the face. Guevara flops, and Jevon Evans now in with a standing shooting star from the top. Leo Rush in with a springboard from the top. Jevon Evans with a springboard moonsault of his own. Now, of course, this is no disqualifications as well, but pinfalls and submissions have to take place inside the ring. Jevon now looking for the dropkick in the back, but Guevara saw it come in and rolls him through. Leo Rush is there to break it up quickly, though. Rush now with the strike in the gut, now taking Jevon up. Onto the shoulders and dropping him face first. It's mad to think how young Leo Rush is. And he's worked so many places. He's done New Japan. He's recently done CMLL, I'm pretty sure, as well. He's done some matches with Andrade over there. He's had 3 separate AEW contracts at this point, I believe. We've seen him in Ring of Honor. Obviously, he worked WWE, was NXT for a while as well. He's just been absolutely everywhere, hasn't he? And he is a fantastic wrestler. He's got fantastic ability, so agile. I think just he's been a bit young and petulant here and there, and I think he'll be the first one to admit that. And I think that's probably led to his career bit. But then again, his career being so varied is not a bad thing as well. That was a brutal DDT, that was, right onto the apron. As we know, the apron is the hardest part of the ring. That's the steel framework that holds the ring together. I've not actually gone through where these guys sit in the ranking system yet, have we? So let's have a quick goosey gander. Sammy Guevara currently sits on +1 after 16 matches. The guy's having a cracking year. He's +6 points from 3 matches this year alone. So he's having an absolutely fantastic time, which has now moved him up to a +1. He was -5 when the year began, and now he's a +1. Jevon Evans, currently +2 from 2. He's had 2 matches so far this year. He's won 1 and lost 1, but because he won the Fatal 4 elimination, he picked up a couple of eliminations. It's gained him some bonus points as well. So he's on +2 from 2 matches, not doing too badly at all for himself. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. And then we have got Leo Rush, who has had 3 matches so far in our Universe mode. 1 in 2021, which he lost. 1 in 2024, which he lost. And he's had the 1 match this year, which he's won, and he gained an elimination in that match as well, which means he's on 0 altogether after 3 matches. So none of these guys are necessarily massively high in the rankings, and a big win here would definitely help all 3 of them elevate their levels up. Guevara boot right in the face of Jevon, and then in with the knees up. The lung blower. Leo Rush has a baseball bat now. And he's going to swing that at Sammy Guevara, but Guevara able to move it away. Interesting then, because Rush and Sammy Guevara had a bit of a problem, didn't they, backstage back in AEW times, and I believe both of them ended up with some sort of disciplinary action against them. With not Rush, sorry, what am I on about? So Andrade and Sammy Guevara had some issues backstage, led to both of them having disciplinary action against them. Wonder what the relationship's like now, because bearing in mind Sammy Guevara has just joined LIJ, and bearing in mind that Andrade has just left WWE again, and Dragon Lee's contract has got 3 months left at WWE as well. Whether he signs a new one or not is still yet to be seen. It's very interesting whether we could see those 2 guys rejoin AEW and where that leaves sort of Sammy Guevara in this situation. I do think it would be good to keep Sammy Guevara. I think having someone, because let's face it, I think promo skills of, or wait, not necessarily promo skills, I just think the English is not the first language of these guys, so I think the promos have generally let the LIJ guys down. So having Sammy in there who can be the arrogant, cocky face of the group, while he has the big, burly, more effective wrestlers behind him, I think is a really good place. But would the stable be too big if you also added in Andrade? That's the question. I mean, you've got different things you can do, I suppose. It'd be interesting if maybe you could have Rush and Andrade both as single stars. Sammy Guevara can be a single star as well, but also just a mouthy one. And then you could have the team of Dralistico and Dragon Lee going after the Tag Team Championships. I think that'd be pretty cool. Guevara, they went for the double axe handle, missed on Lio Rush. Rush now with a kendo stick into the back and then into the front. Guevara raining down with the sledgehammer. Now taking Lio Rush up to a powerbomb position, but Rush was able to roll it through into a pinning position. But of course, triple threat rules, the pinfalls and submissions have to happen inside the ring. All three guys back in the ring now. We've seen quite a lot of triple threats this week, and we've still got another one planned in for later on tonight. Tonight we will have the triple threat of three powerhouses. We've got Femi representing NXT. We've got Omos representing AAA. And we've got Moose representing TNA. Lio Rush now spins around with that spinning Unpretty. That's how he got to this match, but Sammy Guevara is there to break it up. Lio Rush now is going to go for it again. This time on Guevara. I mean, Javon Evans is down. This is Lio Rush's chance. He's hit them both with a big maneuver. Lio Rush with a pin. Oh, it's only a 2 count. That was the big, big chance there, wasn't it? Lio Rush now super kick right into the face of Sammy Guevara. Rush now with the strikes and a big boot into the face as well. And look at the kendo stick right across the back by Lio Rush. And now right between the eyes as well. And there's a springboard moonsault there by Lio Rush again, going for the pin. This could be the opportunity again for Lio Rush again. It's not quite enough. Wow. Lio Rush has had so many opportunities in this one to get the pin. Rush now heading up to the top. Dives in with a double axe handle straight into the back of Javon Evans. And now Guevara with a backstabber. Look at Guevara now just launching the kendo stick into the face of Javon. Takes him up. There's the GTS, but Lio Rush is there now. Rush will break this one up. Oh, I forgot. We were talking about Don Callis family earlier. You've also got Okada, haven't you now? Is Okada led by the Don Callis? I think he is, you know, isn't he? Let me Google this. Big frog splash there by Lio Rush once again, but Javon is up. Don Callis family members. Why is it brought up Chandra West? What? Okay. Current members then of the Don Callis family. Takeshita, Fletcher, Trent Beretta, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Mark Davis, Josh Alexander, Rocky Romero, Hechicero, yeah. Okada and Wardlow, former members Guevara, Ospreay, Rush and Powerhouse Hobbs. Okay. Got a strike in the back there with a baseball bat by Lio Rush. Once again go for the pin. Lio Rush looks like the one most likely to pull this off, and he has done. Lio Rush, I said he was dominating this match, and he's only gone and freaking done it. Another brand new champion here this evening, and Lio Rush moves himself up to a +3 now after 4 matches. Javon is going to move back down to a +1 after 3 matches. And Sammy Guevara won the chat. He's had a very good year, Sammy Guevara, still. He's still +5, but it puts him down now to a 0 after 17 matches overall. +5 solely for this year. But he has done very, very well for himself. Let us update this screen. Okay. Leah Rush then. Leah Rush becomes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th ever SWE Cruiserweight champion. Behind people like Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Kalisto, Mustafa Ali, Jushin Thunder Liger, Will Ospreay, and Sammy Guevara. Sammy's reign was very short-lived though, wasn't it, really? Sammy Guevara has lost his championship. Insert notes. 1 versus Guevara and Jay on at when Worlds Collide 2025. There we go then. A second brand new champion is crowned this evening. It's not looking good for the champions, is it? Next up, we do have women's tag team action, championship action coming up. That was a difficult sentence, wasn't it? We've got Threedom versus the Bella Twins. Also later on, the YouTube Tag Team Championships on the line. Rated RKO have been the champions for a long time. They're taking on Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana of Joe Exotic and Malakai Black versus Roman Reigns. We could have 5 brand new champions this evening. And here we go then, Women's Tag Team Championship action. We have got the Bella Twins who won the belts away from Threedom back at Evolution. After that, Threedom went on to feud off against the team of Julia and Suri. And when Threedom won that match, they guaranteed themselves the #1 contendership to fight once again to win the belts back here against the Bella Twins. I really must fix it. I keep talking about every single pay-per-view, but I really must fix the fact that the team of Threedom, Kairi, Sane, and Io Sky don't enter together. I don't know why that's the case, but, you know, I'll have to fix it at some point. Into the female tag team rankings then. So at the moment, the Bella Twins sit in 8th position. They're on +3 overall. They're actually +5 for the year. They've done incredibly well. Of course, they won the #1 contendership match, which was a 4-way match, which is why they got so many points. And then they also won the championship, of course, against Threedom at Evolution. Threedom themselves are also, I believe, pretty high up. They used to be. Where are they? Where are you? IO. No, it's IO, isn't it? Okay. Oh, they're top. What am I looking for? Io Shirai / Io Sky. And Kairi Sane / Kairi Hoyo are top of the rankings. They're on +8 after 9 matches. They've done okay most of the time. And of course, don't forget that Io Sky is also the current SWE Women's Champion as well. So you'd think if this match was to end with one of the Bella Twins pinning Io Sky, for example, they'd probably get themselves an opportunity at the main individual championship as well. Talking of singles rankings, Io Sky currently sits 10th at the moment on +9. A win here would put her up into 4th position with +10. So that'd be good for her. Kairi Sane is currently 57th position on +2. And then when it comes to the Bellas, they are currently, well, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella both sit on 0 points after 4 matches. Is that correct? It is, yeah, okay. Yeah, 0 points after 4 matches. And the difference in scores, obviously, is that when we did the multiple person match, the winners of the 4-way tag team match got bonus points in the tag division, but you don't get those same bonus points in the singles division, which is why it has been this way. Kairi Sane now around the back of Brie Bella, going to drag her towards the ropes. Brie fighting back with the elbows. So this is our 3rd of 5 championship matches tonight. After this one, we'll have Moose versus Omos versus Femi in a 3-way. No titles in line for that one. Then we will have Rated RKO versus Joe Exotic. The team of Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana. And then our main event of the evening, of course, Malakai Black defends his SWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns one-on-one. I don't believe... Oh no, I think Roman may have actually held the Intercontinental, did he, at one point? Yes, Roman was the Intercontinental Champion at one point until Cody Rhodes had taken it off him. So yeah, Roman has a big chance there to become the 22nd ever SWE World Heavyweight Champion. Io there looking for the running knees. Was able to avoid. And that's Nikki inside the ring. Brie on the outside. I can tell because Brie's got Brie written on her bum. Not that I was looking. It came up, honestly. Io now taking Nikki up on the shoulders. Drops it into the shoulder breaker. And of course, Threedom, Io Sky and... what they called Kairi Sane were the tag team champions for quite some time. They won the belts away from Decay. They were champions for a massive amount of time. That's mainly probably because I didn't do any videos for a long period of time. And now we're looking to win those belts back again then. Look at that. Nikki Bella's getting dumped off the apron. Kairi Sane, for some reason the game does force you into doing a no DQ match whenever it's Tornado. I don't know why, but that's just the way the game goes for it. And look at Io Sky, she's loving that weapon. And then Kairi Sane just completely flattens her with the spear. Pinfalls and submissions only count though inside the ring. So as much of the damage is being done on the outside here by Threedom, who are dominating the match at this point in time, they can't get the pinfall victory unless it's inside the ring. As I was saying, they were dominating. Brie just sent Io Sky crashing into the ring post. It's now Nikki and Io inside the ring. And like I said, if there was a pinfall here, if one of the two Bella Twins was to pin Io Sky, you would have to say there would be a number one contender for the SWE World Women's Championship. There's the moonsault from the top by Io. There's the pin. I don't know if Brie's going to get there in time. Brie's going to run it. Oh, she wouldn't have got there in time, but it was only a 2 count. Nikki was able to kick out. And there is the X Factor by Brie on Io Sky into the pin. Only a 2 count. Brie now with the boot in the gut. And again, the X Factor on Io Sky. And again, she goes in for the pin. Nikki has Kairi under control. Oh, that could have been it, you know. Running crossbody there by Kairi. There's the knee drop by Nikki onto Io. And then Nikki now X Factor again, this time on Kairi. A pin again. The Bella Twins are just turned into fucking Misawa and Kenta Kobashi all of a sudden. But it's still not enough to secure the victory. Nikki once again. Oh, now look in the LeBell lock. The signature finishing maneuver of her husband, Bryan Danielson, but Kairi was able to break free. Look at that strike in the face as well. Big up palm there by Io Sky. Io now up on the top. Should go for a moonsault. Got big distance on that moonsault. Submission locked in by Kairi. But Brie able to break it free. And Io Sky, instead of going for the pin, is looking outside the ring for some weaponry. And just throws it straight at Brie Bella. Goes to the pin on Nikki. She hit the moonsault a long time ago. Is it still enough? It is indeed. Okay. Threedom. Threedom have picked up their second championship reign as the women's tag team champions now. The Bella Twins title reign is short-lived indeed, because they won the belts back at Evolution. This was their first championship, and they have their first defense, shall I say, sorry, and they have lost the belt straight off the bat. Defeated Bella's at when World Collide 2025. So that is 3 new champions from 3 title matches tonight so far. It's interesting, isn't it? We're definitely seeing a massive shift here tonight. There's a complete change-up. A fresh start. Many new champions crowned. And I'll be honest, at this point in the match, I thought the Bellas had it locked in. They were hitting several X Factors. We got the label lock locked in, all that sort of stuff. It just seemed like it was a matter of time before they got the victory, but that was enough. Io Sky hit the big moonsault. They took care of Brie Bella, and then Io was able to go back and pin Nikki that was still struggling after that moonsault. But there we go, they've got their championships back. I do need to fix their entrances to make sure they enter as a pair moving forward, but there you go. Brand new SWE Women's Tag Team Champions for their second ever reign. It's Threedom. And here we go then, a match that is Triple H's worst nightmare. We've got 3 powerhouses from different companies. We've got Moose representing TNA. We've got Oba Femi representing NXT. And we have got Omos, who is, I don't know who he's representing these days, to be honest. He's a WWE employee, but he seems to work more for Pro Wrestling Noah and Triple A than he ever has for them for WWE at this point. But there you go. It's mad to think as well. It's not very often you see Oba Femi as the smallest man in a match, is it really? Let's look at the ranking system then. Oba Femi currently is on 0 after 2 matches. He had 1 last year, which he lost. He's had 1 this year, which he won. Next up then, we have got Omos, who has had 6 matches ever, and he's on -4 overall. He's a big man, but he's not incredibly talented, is he, I think? So, yeah, he's not very high in the rankings. He's had matches back to 2021. He had 2 matches in 2021. He had 2 matches in 2022. So the 2 matches in 2021 he lost. In 2022 he came out even. In 2023 he had 1 match and lost it. In 2025 he's had 1 match and lost it as well. And then finally Moose, someone who I really don't like, and I can't tell you why. I just don't rate him. I really don't. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't rate him. We probably should use him more, to be honest. But he also has a very checkered history as well, doesn't he? But there you go. Moose has had 4 matches so far in a Universe mode and lost all 4. So really, both Moose and Omos are doing terribly. Oba Femi is still at the very early days of his career here in SWE. And he is currently just sat there in the mediocre middle on 0. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see which one of these 3 guys do win this one and who gets the points. Remember, this is a triple threat match. The triple threat rules apply. No disqualifications, no countouts. Pinfalls and submissions have to take place inside the ring. However, you do have to... What am I talking about? You do get 3 points in the ranking system for a victory. +1 for the pin, and then 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents at once. And again, it's one of those matches where these 3 guys have not really had a ton of use in the past. So it's a good opportunity to get some look-sees into... What the fuck am I talking about? I'm going to start that again. These 3 guys have not had a ton of opportunities in the past, so it's an opportunity here after a win to really force yourself some more opportunities in the future. Of course, you get yourself a few ranking points, you level yourself up, and not only that, you impress people. I know I've seen a few Oba Femi matches suggested recently in our Discord. I believe most recently was Oba Femi versus Mark Henry and Oba Femi versus Calvin Tankman and Jake something. Yeah, we've got some really cool ideas coming through for Oba Femi, and that's what it takes. I mean, you're cool, you're entertaining, you put on some good performances, and people start to suggest you, and I start to use you more. Simple as that, I suppose. Nice overhand strike there by Oba Femi, and then raining down the baseball bat into the knee, and looking to throttle Oba Femi in the corner of the baseball bat as well. Nice uppercut there by Omos. Just wrenches away the knee of Moose. There's the pin. Only a 1 count, well, not even a 1 count in the end. It was broken up by Femi pretty quickly. And look at that. So Omos, of course, on this game is a giant, which means it's very difficult for people to do much against him, to be honest. Omos now taking Femi up onto the shoulders. Femi slides free, and there's the attack right into the back of the knee. Look at that clothesline there by Omos. Now just launching Femi across the ring as well. Wow. Omos now has a kendo stick, swings it right between the eyes of Femi and snapping it over the head of Moose as well. There's the pin by Omos now on Moose for the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. Femi was back up at his feet but wasn't able to get there to break it. Swinging the kendo stick at Moose and now does take him down. The giant finally topples. Moose now backing away into the corner as Femi dropping the elbows onto Omos. I mean, this really could go any way, this match, to be honest. I feel like Moose is probably the more experienced one of the 3. And might just have that experience edge to be able to try and lie, cheat and steal his way to a win, potentially. Omos, I think, is the greenest. And probably the least talented, but he does have the massive size advantage. And I think Moose is probably a bit harsh, or I say he's a bit past his prime, potentially. How old is Moose? Moose is only 41 in fairness, okay. No, Moose is in his prime then, really, isn't it? Femi's the one who is obviously building up to his prime. I don't think he's in his prime as of yet. He's still got a long way to go, which is scary when you think how good Femi is now and how good he could potentially be. And of course, Femi did face Moose years ago. I think it was last year, was it earlier this year? As part of the NXT brand. Femi's 27. Okay, how old's Omos out of interest? Omos is 33. That's interesting. Both Omos and Femi are both from Lagos in Nigeria. They're both born there. Could have some sort of Lagos tag team. Femi, look at that pop-up powerbomb on Moose. There's the pin. Omos back up to his feet, runs across, breaks it up. And look at the pair of them just staring into each other's eyes before Femi went for the strike. Now picking up Omos, dropping him into the sidewalk slam. Moose now dragging Omos across into the turnbuckle. Omos comes up behind Moose, sends him off the ropes, and just takes him down with a chokehold. Now slamming him down as well. There is the pin. Nope, not enough. There's the DDT by Omos. Moose bringing Femi back up to a standing base as a strike in the face before now getting around the back. Ripcord into a clothesline. Moose sending Femi crashing into the corner as well. Nice big scoop slam there by Moose. Now heading up to the top. And dives off the middle rope with the spear. There's the pin. But Femi's there straight away to break it up. Femi's smacking the back of the head of Omos into the mat. And up and down with a single-handed choke slam. Big opportunity for Moose, though he doesn't go for the pin. He continues the assault, smashing the kendo stick across the back of Omos, rolls him over. This could be an opportunity. His feet's under the ropes. The referee doesn't seem to care. And Femi wasn't going to get there in time, but he now works over Moose, takes him up. Big single-handed spinebuster-esque chokeslammy thing himself as well. And pop up into a powerbomb by Femi. Drops into the pin, but it won't be enough because Omos is there to break it up straight off the bat. Omos now double-handed chokeslam. But Obafemi able to rake away at the eyes, taking Moose up. Oh, Omos up, sorry. Into that drop. And now Moose is down on the outside. This is a big opportunity for Obafemi if he can hit something big. No, Omos raking away at the eyes before taking Obafemi up once again. Double-handed choke into the slam. Moose is on the outside. He was on his feet, but he's very slow at getting back in the ring. I don't think he would have got there in time to break that one up. Looking for the belly-to-belly. Moose fights free, went for the clothesline. Omos able to avoid him, taking him up. And Moose able to turn that into a splash almost. Obafemi now sending Moose off the ropes. Pops him up into that big slam once again. Omos on the outside there with a baseball bat. Tried to swing at Obafemi. Obafemi saw it coming, slapped it out of his hands. Omos now running power slam on Obafemi. Omos now swinging the baseball bat. Moose looking to drag Omos across. Omos fighting back with the big elbows. Obafemi taking down Omos, now taking Moose up on the shoulders. Moose fighting back with the elbows. And a stiff clothesline, keeps the grip though. Brings Obafemi back up to a standing base. He's going to lock him down another clothesline. And again brings him back up for the third stiff clothesline. And then spear out of nowhere on Omos. That's going to be Moose's chance for the 1, the 2, and the 3 count. Moose, fantastic performance by him. I might not be a big fan, but he's definitely proved himself here with those 3 points as well. So 1 point for the win, of course, and 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents is going to take him from a -4 up to a -1. Omos, on the other hand, is going to move down now to a -5 after 7 matches, and Obafemi, after that loss, is going to move down to a -1 after 3 matches. Good performance by all 3, to be honest, but it was Moose who showed great ability. He obviously hit those 3 stiff clotheslines on Obafemi, knocking him down before just jumping over the top and spearing Omos out of his boots. Which was a big chance. There was that discus. That wasn't a discus. There was that ripcord lariat earlier on. Was this the pin? It might be. No, that was one of the ones that he kicked out of earlier. This was Obafemi hitting that big pop-up powerbomb. Went for the pin, but Omos was there to break it up straight away. This was Omos now with a double-handed choke slam on Obafemi. Again, went for the pin. But again, it was only a 2 count. But here it was, the third of those stiff lariats before just jumping over the top and spearing Omos out of his boots was enough to secure Moose the victory. Well done, Moose, then. I mean, we'll keep an eye on Moose. I feel like he's somebody who could get involved potentially in the Underground Championship. He's that sort of like strong powerhouse that I feel like could have some decent matches in that against the likes of potentially Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, those sort of more heavy, hard-hitting stars. Right then, let's move on then to SWE Tag Team YouTube Championships. And here we go then, the YouTube Tag Team Championships are on the line in this one. I believe Rated RKO have been the champions for a very, very long time. They've also defeated 3 different teams so far since we came back earlier this year. They defeated the Motor City Machine Guns in a random match. They defeated the New Day at SummerSlam. They defeated Authors of Pain at Mayhem. And now a big opportunity for the new team of Joe Exotic, who have never actually wrestled as a team before in our Universe mode. It was just a random fever dream I had that I thought would be a good idea. Are they even on the ranking system? They're not, no. Let me get them added on to the ranking system then. Joe, Hendry, and Mr. Iguana. as Joe Exotic. There we go. So, of course, we did put out a public vote for people to vote who they wanted to be involved in this one. We had Joe Exotic, the team of Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana. Punkhausen, the team of CM Punk and Danhausen. The Fast Food Fiends, the team of Nino Hamburguesa and Curryman. And Team America, the team of Mr. America and El Grande Americano. There was only 7 votes cast, which was a little bit disappointing, but there you go. And in those 7 votes, 3 of them went for Joe Exotic and Mr. Hendry. What the hell? Let's start that again. 3 of them went for Joe Exotic, which is Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana. 1 person, known as MZK Punk, voted for Punkhausen. 1 person voted for the Fast Food Fiends, and 1 person voted for Mr. America. I can't even talk. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. Obviously, it's very difficult because both Edge and Randy Orton are fantastic singles competitors. So whenever people have come up to try and face them, they've often struggled just because of how good Edge and Randy Orton are. And it's really helping Edge and Randy Orton's singles rankings as well. The more wins they get in these tag team matches, the better they go. But I think at the same time, I think both of them would rather maybe focus on their singles career here in SWE. Know that though, I suppose Randy Orton and Batista are actually the team at the top of the rankings in the tag team division. But again, they're 2 fantastic big names, as you would expect. And of course, Edge has had some tag team matches this year alongside Christian Cage as well. The rated arseholes. They're not called that, they call themselves C and C now, aren't they? They call themselves Cope and Cage. There's the pin here by Randy Orton and Mr. Iguana inside the ring pretty early on. Remember, we still have one more big match lined up for you after this one. It will be the SWE World Heavyweight Championship, Malakai Black versus Roman Reigns. And there's an RKO already? What the hell? No way is it be this quick, is it surely? Oh my god. Joe Exotic almost got squashed here. How is Randy locking in with 2 RKOs already? No, he's not. Okay, he just had the 1. How did he get 1 already is the question. This is shocking me, this one. Yeah. How on earth we saw an RKO already? I've got no idea. There's a springboard dropkick there by Mr. Iguana on Edge. Brings Edge back up to a standing base. We do have another match planned in for Mr. Iguana this week coming up. No matter what happens in this match, Mr. Iguana will be facing Shark Boy and Prince Puma in a 3-way Animal Farm match. I don't know why, I've just added Animal Farm on there myself, to be honest. I might try and find another person for that because I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit fed up with triple threats this week after we did the Hardcore Championship, number 1 contendership ones recently. But then again, I must admit, the ones we've had so far, well, the Femi, Moose and Omos one before this was alright. Maybe it's just the fact we made him hardcore was the problem, I don't know. There's just been these stupid things where people like not breaking up pins while taunting and stuff like that, but it is what it is. I mean, if we're thinking of animals, we could have Mr. Iguana versus Shark Boy versus Prince Puma versus Rhino. We could have, is there one called El Pantera? Isn't he one of the, is it El Pantera or am I thinking of the band? Yeah, El Pantera, no, that's a Mexican, oh yeah, Pantera. I'm assuming that is, yeah. He is a AAA wrestler, is he? No, he's CMLL, okay. But he worked WWF in 98 and 97, okay. So we could use him. Because I'm assuming that's just, El Pantera is just the Panther, isn't it? That makes sense to me. You know what, I'm going to throw him in. We've never used him before, I don't think. That makes it a fatal 4-way elimination match then, makes it a bit easier to do, doesn't it, for us? Okay. We'll get away with that. Randy dragging Mr. Iguana away from the corner. I feel like Joe Hendry might do okay in this match, but I feel like Mr. Iguana is just maybe a little bit weaker and is really struggling in this one. The fact that he got RKO'd so early in the match is pretty crazy to me. Edge in with a clothesline. Randy now sending Iguana shoulder first into the ring post. And Edge with a spear out of nowhere on Joe Hendry. There's the pin. Will that be enough to secure the win? No, it's still only a 2 count. Okay. Tag team wrestling. Mr. Iguana now looking to lock in the submission hold on Edge. I do like that move. Very difficult to lock in though. You can't hold it for too long because the damage to your own back, really. And look at the weapons now. Joe Hendry. That's his finisher, isn't it? That's Joe Hendry's finisher maneuver. That big choke slam. There's the pin. I don't know what it's called. Either way, it's only a 2. Joe Hendry now. Nope. I thought he was going to rain down with the strikes there, but not to be the case. Edge now with a pin on Joe Hendry, but Mr. Iguana gets across to break it up. And Randy's just done it again, hasn't he? I didn't wait. No, I was going to say Joe Hendry is there to break it up. Randy now the sledgehammer right in the gut of Joe Hendry. Obviously one of his good friends. Triple H. Oh, only a 1 count, really. Okay, that's surprising. Edge comes into the ring now with a steel chair right across the back of Mr. Iguana. It's only a 1 count again for Randy over Joe Hendry. Iguana with a boot into the leg of Edge. Edge now rolls him through, stacks him up. Orton has control of Joe Hendry. This could be the chance for Edge. Again, it's only a 2 count. Joe Hendry is emancipated, that's not right. Incapacitated, that's the word I'm thinking of. In the corner at this point. Nice running neck breaker, and all of a sudden Joe Exotic in control of this one. Steel chair across the gut, another one. As Mr. Iguana just breaking the arm of Randy Orton. Joe Hendry now take it up, Edge. Big scoop slam onto the steel chair as well. We're at that point in the match now. It might be 1 or 2 big maneuvers left before this match comes to an end. Mr. Iguana with the sledgehammer right into the gut. And really raining down here onto Edge with that sledgehammer. And Joe Exotic dominating the match at this point in time. But of course, I mean, pinfalls and submissions have to take place inside the ring, even though there is some good damage being done on the outside here by both of them. Joe Hendry now sending Randy back into the ring. This could be the chance, but Edge is back up as well. Edge has full control of Mr. Iguana, who's just disappeared. And there it is, the big chokeslam once again by Joe Hendry. There's the pin, but Edge is there straight away to break it up. Look at Edge somehow defying the laws of physics and gravity there to catch Joe Hendry in with the DDT. But Mr. Iguana takes him down. There's a super kick into the gut. It's currently 2-on-1 inside the ring here. Now Edge exits the ring as Randy with vintage backbreaker. That could be enough. Forearm across the face, feet on the ropes. Doesn't matter. It's no disqualification. It's only a 2. Randy once again going vintage though, draping Iguana over the ropes. In with that DDT, the draping DDT. Edge now drops into the pin. That could be enough to retain as Randy's still taunting after the DDT. Still, it's only a 2. My God, look at the crimson outside the ring. Joe Hendry has left himself in a pool of his own blood. And Edge with a spear. Game, set, match. Hendry's under control on the outside. And another successful championship defense here for Joe Exotic. There we go. Mr. Iguana and Joe Hendry, as their debut as a tag team, lose the match. The team of Orton and Edge are going to continue doing very well. Wow, Randy Orton's in a lot of teams, isn't he? Ricky Morton, there we go. That's their 4th successful title defense of the year. They're doing fantastic well for themselves. Then into the singles division then, we have got Randy Orton with that victory. Like I said, it's really helping them in the singles division. He now moves up to a +7. Edge with that single, or that tag team victory, sorry, moves up to a +10. Where is old Iggy? Iguana. Mr. Iguana with that loss then moves down to a +2 after 8 matches. Joe Hendry with that tag team loss. His first tag team loss of the year moves down to a +3 after 8 matches as well. So there we go. Rated RKO, the first successful title defense of the night. And our most, well, our best champions at the moment, I suppose. Defending the belts 4 times. No one else has done that, really. Joe Exotic at When Worlds Collide. There we go. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Still your champions then, Rated RKO, the team of Randy Orton and Edge. And here we go then, the main event of the evening. Roman Reigns challenges Malakai Black for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, of course, Roman Reigns got this opportunity when he won a fatal 4-way elimination match back on Tuesday against Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins and Batista. They were 3 of the 4 highest, 4 of the highest ranked people in our ranking system. Roman Reigns now sits in 4th overall on a +23 after just 37 matches as Malakai Black, the World Heavyweight Champion, currently sits in 8th with +19 after 65 matches. So this could be an interesting one. I do feel, and as much as I hate to say this, I do feel that Roman may be the favourite for this one. I think he's higher rated. I just feel like he might have this. And of course, he's higher ranked in our universe mode as well. So who knows how it's going to pan out, but Malakai has done so well as the champion so far. Who knows, he could keep a hold of this belt. Defended it already twice, once against Hangman Adam Page and back at Mayhem. And then also defended it back against Danielson at Forbidden Door. So he's done bloody well so far. Let's see how we go. Bell goes, we are underway, and both of them going for high impact strikes off the bell. Both of them missing, and it is now Roman taking some control with a headlock. And now really in control. And I suppose what you need to do, you need to keep Malakai close to you. If you open up any space, that's when Malakai gets the chance potentially to swing those educated feet of his. And look at that, creates a little bit of space, maybe too much space in that situation. He completely missed the moonsault. Malakai dumped to the outside. And the referee's stopping Roman from going out there, which is not, well, I suppose it is with the rules. It's a bit anal though, really, isn't it? I mean, they have till 10 to fight on the outside if they wish. Roman sending Malakai off and brings him straight back into a stiff lariat. Malakai now with a boot in the head of Roman Reigns though. Malakai springs off, finally does hit the springboard moonsault. And a big boot across the spine as well. Both guys once again lock up collar and elbow. I mean, this is what I say, this is the best thing for Roman, just trying to keep Malakai controlled and within, well, right next to him, I suppose, really. Again, you open up that space, you allow him to start swinging those feet, and those educated feet are one of the most dangerous things that Malakai has to offer, and that's how he's won matches in the past in this, obviously swinging that reverse spinning heel kick known as the Black Mass. Again, though, it's a lot of grapples, isn't it? A lot of collar and elbows over and over and over again. Malakai just pushing. Again, I've gone sort of slightly out there, haven't I, my head. Roman now lifting up the knee of Malakai, stamping it right back into the mat. And here we go, Malakai. Here we go, like I said, creates that space and is able to swing those elbows and those kicks. Roman back up to a standing base. Malakai sends him off the ropes, ducks underneath, over the top. And now in with that running knee strike right across the gut. Incredibly painful maneuver. Malakai now willing. Roman back up to his feet, springboards off, waiting for something, but Roman saw it coming, ducked out the way and just stacks Malakai up. It's Alistair, isn't it? I need to remember it's Alistair now. I honestly, when I was booking the show, when I was creating the show in the universe mode, I got so confused because I was like, where the bloody hell has Malakai Black gone? I couldn't find him in the list anywhere, and I thought, has he been taken off the game? What's happened? I've got no idea. Then I realised it's Alistair, not Malakai, isn't it? He's up on the top now, then looking for that big moonsault. And Black's starting to take more control in this match now. Oh my god, okay. Is he going for it already? He has the black mass. Wow. How has he got that so quick? It's only a 2 count. Okay. We saw in the tag team match earlier, finisher maneuvers getting picked up very, very quickly. The same here as well then. I've not changed any of the settings, by the way, at all. This is all still standard settings, so God knows how he's picked up that finisher so quickly. Black now with a boot in the gut. Taking Roman up in with the brainbuster. Malakai once again then brings Roman back up to a standing base. Roman's really rocked here as Malakai goes up the top in. Looking for that Meteora landing on those knees. That is so painful. That's how you end up like Shawn Michaels getting 2 knee replacements this year. I love the thought that Shawn Michaels having both his knees replaced. He's going, no, I'm definitely not going to WrestleMania next year, honestly. The pictures of me in the gym training and getting brand new knees got nothing to do with WrestleMania next year, honestly. And look at that, Roman running straight in with that front guillotine hold. But of course, Malakai Black, who does have Alistair Black, if you will, does have an extensive background in mixed martial arts, knew the way to squeeze out of that, then gets hit straight away with the spear. Oh, that was a 2.5, that was, maybe a 2 3/4. Roman backing away into the corner. Went for the running clothesline in the corner, but Alistair got the elbow up. Off the ropes he goes, went for that running knee strike again. Roman able to reverse it, grabs a hold of Alistair, sends him over the top. There's the forearm. And there it is, out of nowhere. The fade to Black. The second one of the match, that could be enough. No, it's still only a 2 count. Wow. It is pissing it down outside. Alistair up on the top. In, but that Meteora does hit it this time. Slamming the arm of Roman Reigns now into the mat. And now backing away into the corner. Another big, I don't know if that's a boot or a knee. It was almost like a shin strike right across the side of the head, which is probably even worse. The shin is a massive, solid bone. It's like a massive blunt force object. When you hit the knee, it's more of a pointed impact. The shin is just more of a blunt impact. Looking for that Meteora to the kneeling opponent. Black back up on his feet now, taking Roman up on the shoulders. Roman slides out. There's the knee strike. Roman gets rolled over. Will this be enough now? No, it's still only a 2. Malakai Black. Oh, spear! Roman Reigns spears Malakai Black. That's the second of those in the match as well. And that might be enough. No. Still no brand new champion yet, but you feel like it's a matter of time, don't you, really? Roman now slamming Malakai face first into that turnbuckle. There's the stiff clotheslines in the corner. Roman now heading up top. Not very well known for his high flying, but let's see what he does. Wasn't super effective, but it worked. And that front guillotine chokehold once again. This time now, though, the damage done to Alistair might be a bit more difficult for him to squeeze his way out. He might be going out, to be honest with you. Roman decided to let go in that situation. Is he thinking about potentially finishing it off? I think he is, you know. He's lined him up. There's the third spear of the match, and I think we're going to have a brand new SWE World Heavyweight Champion right now. Referee is so bad, the referee, but it doesn't matter anyway. Roman Reigns is your brand new SWE World Champion. Not really the sort of guy we normally have as our champions, but you know what? He's won it. Take nothing away from Roman Reigns. Done a very good job here. He won the #1 contendership. He's gone on. He's getting his first ever reign as the SWE World Heavyweight Champion as well. So good on him. Well done. Malakai Black had a fantastic reign. But Roman Reigns becomes our 22nd ever SWE World Heavyweight Champion. Malakai suffers his first singles loss of the year. Moves him down then to a plus 18, sorry. And then Roman Reigns with that victory, another singles win for him, moves up to a plus 24. Plus 9 for the year now, Roman Reigns. Wow. And he is your SWE World Heavyweight Champion. So, it is what it is, isn't it, really? I don't mind. It is what it is. I say we put things up and it happens, and that's how the game crumbles. I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, but I understand why he should be at the very top of the tree here. And it does open up that idea as well. We saw with Josh Alexander win the United States Championship earlier. That Don Callis versus Paul Heyman might just be a really good show. Because you've got the World Heavyweight Champion is a Paul Heyman guy. You've got the United States Champion is a Don Callis guy. You've got those two matches already possibly lined up for the pay-per-view. So there we go. We've got another week coming up for you of When Worlds Collide. First, though, we still look to finish off the Tag Team #1 Contendership Tournament as well as the Hardcore #1 Contendership Tournament. Next week as well, we will see the Intercontinental Championship main event in the next pay-per-view, as Will Ospreay will defend against the winner of tomorrow's match between Bron Breakker, Samoa Joe and Jeff Cobb. And we will also see the women's #1 contendership as well. Becky Lynch, Asuka, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley will all battle. Those are 4 of the top-rated women in our Universe mode. And it just makes sense for them to get the opportunity to showcase what they can do as well. Right, I'm going to love you, leave you, good night, God bless, I'll be the same. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow as we build up to week 2 of When Worlds Collide. Bye-bye.